Okay, so we have posted 2 days in a row, and we've been talking about how him and I are going to post these different videos about our relationship, lessons learned, tell stories, answer questions, whatever. So today is the very first installment, so to speak,
I
of.
just want to say hi, how y'all doing? Because
Oh
she
yeah,
has talked about me for the past 2 days, and y'all probably don't know who I am. So here I am. I'm Jermaine. Hello.
it's my husband. Everybody, if you know me, most likely you know him
Right.
or have heard about him. But um, what was I saying? We have been talking 2 days.
Right.
Oh, okay. So this is the first installment of
Actually doing this together where we sit down and we talk about
what's the
things
name of it?
love without limits.
Love Without Limits.
Our truth.
Our truth. Okay. So we were sitting here debating like, what are we going to talk about? Where are we going to start? Where are we going to end? Blah, 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 blah. And so I was telling him, let's just start from the beginning, which, like I told y'all yesterday, we're not really sure where the beginning was. So I'll talk about where I remember the beginning as being. So for me, I remember the beginning. We went to church together, which most people know we went to church together as little kids. And I kind of remember really him coming into my focus around cotillion time.
Maybe.
Around cotillion time, I went with somebody different, Bootsy, rest in power. And he went with a friend of mine. Actually, she was my best friend at the time. To the cotillion that we were having for church. I kind of lose focus after the cotillion. I can't recall what happened after that. All I remember is it kind of picks up to where he had a girlfriend. And I liked you. Did I like you? You had a girlfriend, I liked you.
It wasn't so much she liked me. She liked me when she wanted to like me. That's what it was.
Like now.
That's basically what it was. She liked me when she wanted to like me. When I had somebody else, then she figured, okay, now I like him again. Hey, that's just how I remember it. Because I was dating somebody else. And then, at first we was talking. We was good. We was doing our thing. Just blah, blah, blah.
Before the girlfriend?
Before the girlfriend.
No.
Yes, we had a couple conversations before.
Where is Daryl and Darlena, the youth pastors we had then? That's who we need, because as I remember it, you had a girlfriend. Somewhere along the line, I can't recall. So you could be right, but somewhere along the line, I started liking you, or you started liking me. Somebody started liking somebody, and it's my earliest memory of us being together was a birthday party in Auntie Charlotte backyard on Lardette. I can't remember whose party it was. I had a curfew. I lived way out in Macedonia, which was like a 30-minute drive.
But the other person stayed out in Bedford too. So.
Yeah, but she was still there.
Yeah.
The other person was at the party.
Player. Sorry.
The other person was at the party. She was still there. He had to take me home. I went home. I was so sad. I was so brokenhearted because I knew he was going back to this party with the girl. I was sitting in this little bay window, like I was saying yesterday, this little bay window. For y'all don't know, it's like a window that curves outward, and it has like a little shelving kind of situation in it, and you can kind of sit in it or whatever. And I was sitting in my little bay window all heartbroken, and my father came and knocked on the door and was, "You good? You okay?" Da, da, da. After that day, I can't really remember what happened, where we went from there. I know we kept talking because my little brother was talking to somebody who was friends with the girlfriend. He snitched on us. Remember that?
Now, Alan snitched on?
Yes.
He snitched on me.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he snitched on me because I was at the girl that I was dating house, and he actually seen me, but he thought I was exclusively talking to his sister. So he went back and told on me. That's brother. That's brother stuff.
Okay, see, I remember that. However, let's fast forward to the time that really counts. So we fast forward to now we older, like because I didn't have my driver's license when me and her first started this whole situation, this whole song and dance. I didn't have my driver's license, so I had to be about 15. So fast forward to maybe around 17 or so. I was at his house. and we was and Will, and you remember, bust in the room and like lingered for a second, like just kind of like legit stood there
like he was stunned or something. But knowing my brother, he wasn't stunned. He was just getting him a free little show. That's what it was.
So that was when we was about 17. Then fast forward, we lose touch or whatever. I had a long-term boyfriend in my senior year. We lose touch, and then 18. I thought I was grown. Moved out on my 18th birthday. That's a whole nother video. Moved out on my 18th birthday, and in less than six months, I feel like I was pregnant. Like less than 6 months, I legit feel like I was pregnant. With my oldest, Leon, which most of y'all know. And then I didn't see you none of that time. I got sick right after I had him. I had a blood clot in my leg.
I didn't even know she had a baby.
He didn't know I had a baby. I had a blood clot in my leg, and I'm not sure how do we get back in contact, because you came to the hospital.
Only thing I think you called me.
Okay.
See, this is how I remember it. We had a church picnic, right? And I seen her sister there. This is how I remember. And her sister was like, my sister has been trying to get in contact with you.
How old you think we was then?
This was around that time.
Same time.
Because
okay.
I think like the next day or so, you called me, and that's when I came to the hospital.
Okay.
I mean, it was like we just picked up like nothing that ever took place. And that's just the type of friendship that we had. I mean, I got to the hospital. She asked me to bring her something to eat. Of course, you're in the hospital. You laid up. When I got her favorite Subway sandwich, because you know I was just doing my thing, trying to get back in. Didn't know she had a baby. I just thought I was trying to get back in good with her. And then after that, I think we lost contact again. I mean, maybe we talked for maybe a couple of weeks, for a month after that. She got out of the hospital. You know, I checked up on her.
Right.
And then I think we lost contact again.
Yeah, we did. We lost contact again. So fast forward to, I was at my auntie house.
But mate, I think the whole Emily thing was when you called me and said, that was probably later on. Was that when you called me and said, can you be ready?
No.
Okay, go ahead then.
So I was at my auntie house, and I saw Will, his brother. And when I saw him, I was like, damn, I should call Jermaine. And they had the same number for anybody who know, they had the same number for the longest, for forever. 421-2118. They had the same number for the longest. And I called him, and I got him. I got him the first time I called him. And at this point, I'm pregnant with baby number 2. Okay. And I'm 9 months pregnant with baby number 2. And I called him, and I'm like, can you be done talking to everybody that you're talking to right now in 2 weeks? Because I was doing 2 weeks. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And in approximately, what would you say, about 3 weeks? Mm-hmm. About 3 weeks went by, and we started talking again. Like, we just picked up all over again. Now, mind you, it was very tumultuous. It was a lot of turmoil. It was not just like, oh, we on and popping. It was a lot of shit going on. Like, it was, you know, a lot of apprehension. You got 2 kids. They little. You know, I ain't trying to be no daddy. It was a lot of back and forth stuff going on in the background. It was a lot of stuff happening.
I was young. You know, I had just got out of high school, so to speak. So, you know, you had people that were saying you haven't even lived your life yet. And then you about to go in and be a full-time daddy. So that was understandable. You know what I'm saying? People just looking out for your best interest.
Yeah. But I think for me, you know, and maybe it's not, maybe it's, you know, at this point I look back on it, it's maybe being naive. I wasn't necessarily looking at it like I want a daddy for my kids. Like I wasn't, you know, my mother was a single mother for a long time, and she didn't have men around, at least that I saw, until she got married.
And so, I wasn't going in to be a daddy. I was just trying to get back with my best friend. This was my road, though. I was just really trying to get back.
So I wasn't really looking at it as I'm looking for a father for my kids. You finna be. I wasn't looking at it like that. I just was looking like I'm just like him. I'm just looking at it like, you know what I'm saying, you my peoples, we know each other, you know, whatever. And, you know, in hindsight, the people who were older than us maybe saw something we didn't see because we were young and we were just living life. But they didn't really convey that to us in the healthiest way. So we more so rebelled against their advice more so than listening to it, because it wasn't packaged in the best way. But again, when you look back on it, that advice was given the best way that they knew how to give it. And that's fine, you know. But then it was like,
we was two naive kids just doing what we wanted to do. That was it.
Right. So, but mind you, but we still stayed together. It was a lot of shit going on, but we still stayed together. So it puts me to mind today, because we don't want to make this thing too long.
Right.
But it puts me to mind to this one particular time. He had which unbeknownst to me, he had somebody he was dating when I came back into the picture. And he was, at this point, he was kind of bouncing back and forth between me and this person. Now, I ain't all innocent. I didn't have anybody I was steadily dating. Whatever I was doing, I would have kicked it to the curb if we was going to do whatever we was going to do.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead.
No, you got something to say.
No, I'll save it for the next time.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I didn't have anything from my vantage point, because if it was me, if I'm doing it, it's me, that I was taken seriously. So him and I were talking, and he had called me one particular day, and first we was talking, we was good. Then he called me one particular day, and I don't know if you remember this. He was like, you know, this is my lady, this is who I want to be with, da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And so that was like maybe earlier in the evening. So then later on that night, he called me. It's like the middle of the night almost, I think. And you know, I can't remember what he was saying, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to be with anybody. You correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to be with anybody who don't know what they want to do.
True.
So if being with her makes you happy, then do that. Like, you my friend. I just want you to be happy. Just go be happy. Mind you, this is coming from a woman. At this point, I'm 21. I got 2 babies. Ain't a baby daddy in sight. But what I did know is I really don't want nobody who back and forth. Like, I want somebody who know that they want me with all that shit I come with. You know what I'm saying? Because
but that was just that one time. Plenty times before that, it was always me chasing her.
True.
Chasing her. So, you know, I was with her, and then she'd go off and do her thing. Mm-hmm. So I go back to doing what I wanted to do. So when I met her like that, you know, it was because of something that I wanted to do. But when I called her that night and told her, you know what, this is what I wanted, who I want to be with, and then call her back later on that night to say, you know what, I was looking for her to come and chase me, because I had always been after her. Instead, she was like, nigga, okay, go do what you want to do. I'm just saying.
But it wasn't, y'all know, it wasn't like I was like, go do you. It was more so I was putting up a wall to protect myself. So I was trying to convince myself that you just want him to be happy. Just go and let him do it. Just go and let him go and do what he want to do. So it was more so that type of thing for me. And so I think like right after that, we decided we was going to try to be exclusive. Notice the air quotes, because that shit didn't last very long on either part. It didn't last very long, but we decided, okay, whatever, we're gonna be a couple, we're gonna be exclusive. Mind you, it is a lot of shit happening behind the scenes. Like, okay, it's a lot of, you want to go to 20? You think 20? It's a lot of shit happening. And this was when, okay, so Jalen was still a newborn. So fast forward to where we fast forwarding to, because mind you, at this point, it's a lot. We trying to kick it. It's a bunch of shit going on in the background. You know, everybody is concerned. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has something to say. Now, mind you, let's be clear. I'm not an angel. He's not an angel. We just gonna be clear about that. But the way that opinions was conveyed to us or concerns were conveyed to us, it was not in the healthiest way. It was not in the most constructive way.
And I'm gonna cut her off right there because I'll take blame. I mean, over the years, I've come to the conclusion that I was the one to blame. Excuse me. I was the one to blame for the way the criticism was being brought to us. Because I was doing what I wanted to do. You know, I was with her. You know, I was a young dude just doing what I wanted to do. You know, I had money. You know, I had a car. I was just out kicking it. But when it came to her, because she had the 2 kids, and me doing what I wanted to do, it never really reflected on her. I always put her in a bad light to the people that cared about me most. And of course, when you do something like that, people that's concerned about you are going to say, "Well, why are you doing this? Why are you doing it?" But never really put focus on what
they're gonna
I
say.
was
Why am I doing it, or why are you doing it?
What do you mean?
So when you say people who are concerned about you are going to say, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing it?" Why are
they were asking me, "Why are you still going? Why are you still attracted to her?" Because of the light that I put her in. But still at the same time, I was doing me. You know, I was having a real good
basically
time.
what it boils down to, you to me from on. It's like, I'm doing my shit, so I'm a shit on this person to camouflage what I'm doing and to make it seem like what I'm doing is cool. So I'm gonna make this person look like they fucking up, or they whatever the case may be.
That was me. I take full responsibility for
this
that.
is a lesson learned, where it's like, you can't tell people outside of your situation what's going on, or let them in your situation, because you be ready to move on, but they don't.
Right.
For good reason. Because they concerned, they like, well, you just told me she blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to tell you something. It's hard to come back from what you tell somebody.
You've painted a picture of this person.
It's hard to come back from that, because for many, many years, and I'm going to just keep it 100, for many, many years, those opinions stuck with people about me. It didn't matter what I did, what I said. It did not matter. The opinions that he put out there of me when we were, you talking about 20 years ago, stuck and still sticks to this day. Okay? The difference is, I'm going to tell you about me. I don't tell people nothing about him. And if I do, when it comes to my family, I don't tell nothing bad. I don't give no opinion. I don't tell nothing bad about him. Okay? If I do tell somebody something that me and him are going through, I am very careful how I word it. I am very careful what I say. And they are very careful about what they say. Because what everybody who knows me know is, don't fuck with this one right here. Don't say nothing bad. Don't come with no crazy opinion. Tread lightly when it comes to this one right here.
I was young, and I had to get to that point of what she's talking about right now. You know, this is my soulmate. This is my helpmate. This is my partner in life. This is my wife, mother to my children, all of that. My best friend. And I had to get to that point to where, if you're going to be with her, keep your mouth closed. Anything that's bad going on between us, we talk about between us. You know, and I don't let nobody talk bad about this one. I mean, come later on, I'll get into some different stuff of what I had to actually say to some people, because I came to the realization that I can't let you talk bad about this one. This one, that's mine. And if I know I messed up, then I messed up. Take it at that. You messed up, and you can't blame her for that.
True. I knew that early on. I knew that from day one. Day one, I knew that.
I was young,
but
dumb, and full of confidence. I'm just saying.
I knew that from day one. And I only knew that because I'm very conscious about my heart and my mind. I'm very conscious about all this that happens in here. So I know when I'm not ready to leave. I don't care what you do, what you say, how you say it. I don't play that game. So I am not going to, he said this and he said that and we finna blow down on him and we finna da. I don't do that. I don't do that, because I know in my heart, if I ain't ready to leave, if my heart has not released you, I ain't going nowhere. My mind could be saying you should do this, you should do this, but if your heart is like, no, I bet you ain't ready, you ain't motherfucking ready. And I've always been conscious of that. So I've never played that game of he did this and he said that, and now I want everybody to jump on my bandwagon and hate him too. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't jump on bandwagons, so I don't want nobody to jump on my bandwagon. And let me tell you something. My family loves him to death. When something happens, they like, what did you do? Don't nobody take my side. It's always like, what did you do? But again, you know, like you said, that was a lesson that he had to learn. And I mean, I get it. When I look back, you know, mind you, there is some things I'm like, that didn't have to happen. It didn't have to be said. That wouldn't have to be done. But when I look back, I understand that the actions and the things that were said was all that. It was a lot out of emotion. It was a lot of, because you know his personality, and you think you know his personality, and you think you know what he can handle, and you looking at me like he ain't ready for that shit right there, because you think you know this person. So a lot of it came from that. But anyway, that was we up to about maybe we up to about maybe 2000. Jalen was born in 98. That's our 21-year-old. He was born in 98. So we up to
probably right around there.
98?
Maybe a couple
99, 2000. We somewhere around there. So that is how things started with us. Very tumultuous. It was not easy. Let me tell y'all something. There was a lot of nights where I cried, and I didn't understand why people didn't like me. I didn't understand why people didn't care to get to know me. They didn't care to ask me questions. They didn't care to try to find out who I was. It was just like, we like her and we don't like you. So it was hard. It was not easy, but we are going to keep talking through this thing. We're going to keep recording videos, and we're going to let you know how we got to where we are today. And it's going to be uncut. It's going to be raw and uncut. We just hope that everybody keeps watching. And
if you feel like, you know, you can add to the story, that maybe we left out some things that we don't even remember. Because like you said, we don't even know how we met.
Yeah.
Or how this whole thing even got started. So if you know, or if you got a question about what we just talked about, and you need some clarification on it, put it in the comments.
And we wanted to kind of be around the 15-minute mark, but if these videos if y'all staying engaged, we had 22 minutes. If y'all staying engaged, let us know. If y'all like this shit too long, let us know. This is all new to us. It's some things we want to add in and some stuff we want to do, but we still trying to figure it out because our old asses don't know how to work all this new shit, but we trying to figure this shit out. So if anybody, you know, can give us some tips on y'all should do this, y'all should add that, please let us know. So we stopping right there. We're going to come back. We're still trying to figure out how often we're going to come back. We're going to come back. We're going to pick up from where we left off. But if y'all have questions and y'all private questions, DM us. We'll jump on just like that and just answer them or whatever the case may be. But first installment of
Love Without Limits. This is our truth, y'all. See y'all next time.